A pleasant day, everyone. My name is Guadalquiver, and for today's topic, we will be going to tackle about Chapter 11, Laws Regulating Professional Congress Organizers of Legal Aspects in Tourism and Hospitality. So for the learning objectives, we have to enumerate the responsibilities of professional Congress organizers, identify the laws that govern the business of Congress, conference, or event organizers, and provide examples of safeguards that may be observed by professional Congress organizers to prevent violation of any law. So meetings, incentives, conventions, and events are part of business tourism sector, a major though often undervalued sector of the wider tourism industry. This chapter deals with the laws regulating professional Congress organizers, which also encompasses other names applied to the profession, event planners, and convention organizers. This will also discuss the accreditation requirement by the Department of Tourism. So for the nature and description of business, we have convention. So convention or any gathering for the purpose of exchanging or disseminating views, technical expertise, experiences, knowledge, skills, informations, policies, or any other related activities. It does not include corporate meetings or events where participation is limited to company personnel only. The term shall include any of the following. So first, we have the conference. So usually general sessions and face-to-face groups with high participation to plan, get facts, solve organization and member problems. Their responsibility is to organize general sessions and face-to-face groups with high participation, facilitating planning, informing sharing, problem solving, and knowledge exchange among participants. Next, we have the Congress. So more commonly used European designation for convention and mainly international in scope. So their main task is to organize international scope conventions, often with a focus on exchanging views, technical expertise, experiences, and policies, ensuring compliance with relevant international laws and regulations. Coordinating with global participant speakers and exhibitors. Next, we have seminar. Usually one face-to-face group sharing experiences in a particular field under the guidance of an expert discussion leader. Attendance is 30 persons or less. So the responsibility is to facilitate one to face-to-face group sharing experiences in any particular field under the guidance of an expert discussion leader. So limiting attendance to around 30 persons or less. So next we have lecture, a formal presentation by an expert sometimes followed by question and answer period. So the responsibility is to organize formal presentation by experts, sometimes followed by a question and answer period. Next, we have symposium, a panel discussion by experts in a given field before a large audience with some audience participation but appreciably less than a forum. So the responsibility is to organize a panel discussion by experts in a given field before a large audience, allowing for some audience participation but less than a forum. Next, we have forum, a panel discussion taking opposite sides of an issue by experts in a given field with liberal opportunity for audience participation. So their responsibility is to organize a panel discussion with experts taking opposite sides of an issue, providing a liberal opportunity for audience participation. Next, we have workshop, usually a general session and face-to-face groups of participants training each other to gain new knowledge, skills, or insights into problems. Attendance generally no more than 30 to 35 participants. So their responsibility is to organize general session and face-to-face groups of participants training each other to gain new knowledge, skills, or insights. Next, we have colloquium, a program in which the participants determine the matter to be discussed. So the leader would then construct the program around the most frequent problems, usually attended by 35 persons or less, with equal emphasis on instructions and discussions. So next, we have the Professional Congress Organizer or PCO, any person natural or juridical who manages conventions either as an official of an organization, consultant, volunteer, or as a retained professional. So managing conventions either as an official of an organization, consultant, volunteer or retained professional, ensuring compliance with relevant laws and regulation, providing logistical support such as venue selection, accommodation, transportation, and catering, coordinating with speakers and exhibitors and attendees, promoting the event and handling registration and marketing activities, managing the event budget and financial aspects, providing on-site support and troubleshooting during the event. So, here are some of the key laws regulations that govern the business of Congress, conference, or event organizers. So first, we have business registration and licensing laws. Organizers must comply with business registration, licensing, and permit requirements in the jurisdiction where they operate. So this includes obtaining the necessary business licenses, tax registrations, and any industry-specific licenses. So next, we have consumer protection laws. Event organizer must adhere to consumer protection laws that regulate advertising, refund policies, event cancellations, and attendee rights. Laws like the Consumer Rights Directive in the EU provide protections for event attendees. Number 3, we have health and safety regulations. So organizers must comply with occupational health and safety regulations to ensure the well-being of event staff and attendees. These include regulations around venue capacity, fire safety, food safety, and emergency planning. Number 4, we have labor and employment laws. Organizers must follow labor laws regarding the hiring, compensation, and treatment of event staff and contractors. So this includes minimum wage, overtime, and anti-discrimination laws. Number 5, we have tax regulations. Event organizers must properly account for and remit applicable taxes such as sales tax, VAT or VAT, and income tax. Number 6, we have intellectual property laws. So organizers must respect intellectual property rights when using copyrighted materials, trademarks, or other protected content at events. Number 7, we have the data privacy and security regulations. So organizers must comply with data protection laws when collecting and handling attendee information. So this includes regulations like the GDPR in the EU. Number 8, and lastly, sustainability and environmental regulations. So some jurisdictions have laws governing the environmental impact and sustainability practices of events. So next, here are some examples of safeguards that professional Congress organizers can implement to prevent the violations of laws. So first, we have licensing and permits. So obtain all necessary licenses and permits for the event venue, food and beverage service, and other activities. So ensure compliance with local zoning, building, and fire codes. Number 2, we have safety and security. Develop and implement a comprehensive safety and security plan for the event. So coordinate with the local authorities and emergency services. Provide adequate security personnel, signage, and crowd control measures. Ensure compliance with occupancy limits and emergency evacuation procedures. Number 3, we have insurance and risk management. Obtain appropriate insurance coverage such as general liability event cancellation and workers' compensation. So conduct thorough risk assessments and implement mitigation strategies. Develop contingency plans for potential emergencies or disruptions. Number 4, we have intellectual property and copyright. Secure necessary permissions and licenses for the use of copyright materials, trademarks, or other intellectual property. Implement measures to prevent unauthorized recording, photography, or distribution of copyrighted content. Number 5, we have data privacy and protection. So comply with data protection regulations in the collection, storage, and use of attendee data. Implement robust data security measures and obtain consent for data processing. Number 6, we have financial and task compliance. Maintain accurate financial records and comply with task requirements for event organizers. So, implement internal controls and auditing procedures to prevent financial irregularities. Number 7, we have labor and employment. Ensure compliance with labor laws, including minimum wage, overtime, and anti-discrimination regulations. So provide appropriate training and supervision for event staff. Obtain necessary work permits or visas for international staff. Number 8, sustainability and environmental regulations. So implement waste management, recycling, and energy efficient practices. So comply with local environmental regulations and obtain necessary permits by implementing these and other relevant safeguards. Professional Congress organizers can mitigate the risk of legal violations and ensure the successful and compliant executions of their events. So that would be all of my topic. Thank you for listening.